I'll be right with you. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Nope, that's the wrong one. Wait all right. All right. All right. Wait a minute. The wrong one here. Okay. All right, this morning, shalom, shalom, and shalom. This Sabbath early morning, Sister Deborah thought to upload a video this morning. My little spirit was troubled, but I thank the Most High. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm in there. Nope, I'm not. Okay, let's see if we can move this over to where you can see me. There you go. I believe you can see me now. I don't know what I'm doing here. But down, you can see me. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I said again and again and again and again this morning, early morning, coming with a video this morning. And it's going to really surround the unseen. Okay. And that which it appeared to be is really not what it is. All it did to me is allow me to see that I thought I can measure darkness. But this darkness is greater than darkness, as I have said in time past. But I'm now understanding it. Here I go again. 1 minute, 1 minute. Now I'm understanding it in a way that darkness is beyond what we can see in the natural. Okay. We might think that we can see it at the level of where it's at, but it's darker than what our eyes can see and our fleshly mind can comprehend. And what I'm speaking of, this dark day that we're in, a day like no other, and many today sits in this darkness. Mm, 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 mm. Think in this darkness, feel in this darkness, live in this darkness, walk in this darkness, and has made it their light. And with that being said, my heart is troubled. And it's not the heart of my flesh, it's the heart of my spirit. Because my flesh is just out of whack with the whole idea that darkness can have that level of power. It don't have that level of power because it has power. It was given this power in which it has. And that is what troubles me, is to know that the power of darkness has its power because it was given unto it. And there's something that no one can preach down or uncover the level of darkness to where it would allow people to see. I realize that being on this devil platform for such a short time as 7 years, I realized that it too is like Solomon said, vain, vexation with spirits. Mm. Did I know that? Somewhat, but not to the level of what I know now. Because at this level of knowing what Solomon was saying wouldn't stand just for what he was going through and what he was experiencing. He was really leaving things for me to understand that's under the sun. And I can truly say that everything that I've read that he has warned me regarding the things under the sun has been 100. And a lot of it goes beyond what Solomon said. So that leads me to where we are at today, a day like no other that has ever exist on the face of the earth. So therefore, Solomon could not have known the level of where I, Sister Deborah, reside. But he can take me all the way to the bridge and say, now it's up to you to see how to cross it, Deborah. I've given you what is under the sun. Now it's up to you to know how to cross it. Now you need the Holy Spirit. You need the Ruach to take you from here. Because I've given much. And when I think of those individuals who the Father has used in time past, just standing in this day, I can see how they lost their lives, their living. I can see their lives they didn't lose. They lost their living, meaning their flesh, but their lives still reign right here and now in the bosom of the Father. When I think of what Solomon was saying and I try to apply it in this day and time, I do. I take what he have said and I apply it. The only way I can apply it to this day and time or into what I'm experiencing and what I'm beholding as a prophetess in this day, I have to run it through the Ruach. I have to run it through the Holy Spirit, as many people know of it. But I have to go through a channel to really get the fullness of what Solomon is saying, because what Solomon is saying, if I just take it in the natural, I'll be in a mental hospital. Okay. But I route it through the spirit of who the Father is. And then he takes it from there and gives me the whole overall. So it's going back to where it says it's the things that's unseen and what we should trust in, what we should seek after. And one might say, well, how must we do that without the Holy Spirit living in you, which is the Ruach HaKodesh? If it is not living in you, it is not teaching you, it is not revealing things to you, it is not showing you things to come, it is not comforting you, and it has not rest power in you, sit your butt down. You're just down here clowning on clown time. That's it. You're just down here clowning on clown time. But what I learned, things are not what it appeared to be. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to seal myself with that to the point I can rest in that with assurance that this is what the Father wants me to rest in. Not trusting in the things in which you see, Deborah, but it's the things that you see not is what you trust in. Because the things that you see, don't trust in it. Because it will fail you every time. But if you trust in the unseen, it'll take you all the way home. You won't even know how you got home. You'll know that I was here, but now I'm home. Because I trust in the unseen versus the seen. I sit back and I watch things two ways. I watch it in the natural and I watch it in the spirit. When you watch it both ways, okay, you get a better understanding. Because if you can only see things in your natural, you're lost with the cause and without. But if you can only see things in your spirit, you'll be okay. But when you can see both, it's like unto him speaking. Yeshua said to Thomas, blessed is the man that see it and believe. But greater blessing is he that see not, but yet believe. See, there's two sides to it, you guys. Just as you have two sides. You have a flesh and you have a spirit. Which side rule you? And whichever side rule you, know that that's the side you're going to live eternal on. Not that it's your flesh, but your spirit came down to allow your flesh to rule it. So know that if your flesh ruled your spirit, heaven, hell, lake of fire is bound and assigned and appointed and anointed and predestined for you. 99.9 wouldn't grip what I just said because they're so busy thinking and talking at the same time. It's called monkey mouthing. People tend to monkey mouth. Why? Because they lost with the cause and without one. So they can't find anything else but the monkey talk. Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. And where we are at in a time like no other, you see all this stuff going on. And if you just take what you see in the natural, you lost with the cause and without. Because if the spirit of the creator himself hasn't abided in you and start to teach you from the inside out, to show you it's not what you see that you should trust in and believe. It's what you don't see. See, there's two parts, and people too ignorant to understand that. That's why they're lost with the cause and without. So they tend to what? Monkey talk. Because they can't do anything else. That's how they survived, is to monkey talk. And that's in their flesh. That's the only way they know how to rumble. That's the only way they know how to walk. That's the only way they know how to talk. If they monkey talk, monkey think, monkey see, monkey walk. These are people who are already predestined to the book that has eternal lake of fire. And that's what you see today. That's what's in the midst of us. And people calling it life. People calling it something that they can really change or something they can really deal with. Do you know what is actually going on today? It's no way. It's impossible for you to be able to deal with and live with except you be what you see. Ooh, no, I didn't go there. Oh, yes, I did. I took your tail all the way there. The reason why people are not moved by really what actually is going on, because they can only grip things in their flesh. They can only grip things one way. That's why they monkey talk. See, if they had an ability to see things in two ways, not just because it's two ways because there's a number two. How about that? But two ways because there's two ways, two parts of you. And if you only can see through one, how would I say it? One way, and it's the flesh way, let me tell you, you already doomed. But I tell you what, before you get out of here, you gonna see something, and you ain't gonna know where it come from, but it's gonna take you out of here. Okay? Why? Because people believe in what they see. And if that's the only thing you believe is what you see, then that's what's gonna take you up out of here. What you see. So you suffer to see your best friend take your tail up out of here. In your life, you suffer to see your daddy, your mama, your sister, your brother, your wife, your husband, your kids. Because what? You believe in what you see. So that's what's going to take your tail up out of here. And you going to what? See it. Why? Because you want to see to believe something. He gonna give you something to see. If you can't see what's going on in this world, it's the highest level of darkness. You don't see it all. Believe me, you cannot see in the spirit if you don't see what's going on. I sit back and I talk a lot of things, and I realize that the seal in Revelation chapter 7 is so important. If the Father do not seal hands in their forehead, then the world will have them its way. The world would really have them its way. And they wouldn't have the sense to know which way to go. But because the Father has invested a brand in their spirit and a seal in their forehead, stand down, clowns. You're monkey talking. You're monkey thinking. You're monkey walking. You're monkey acting. And you're monkey offended. Because that's your brain is like unto a monkey. That's how you rumble. You have no idea. See, a monkey don't know he has a spirit. And people out there that don't know they got two sides to them, and only one gonna live eternal. That's your spirit. But when you don't know that you have a spirit, which is unseen, but yet it's out, that spirit is allowing your flesh to exist. They don't know that, Deborah. That flesh going to the grave and turning right back to the dust, and all the insects and things are waiting for your body. Mm-hmm. Everything in the earth is waiting to eat off your body. But your spirit is either waiting one place or another. See how smart your spirit is. But when that spirit comes and let the flesh override it and teach it, then that spirit is already assured that it has no eternal living outside of eternal lake of fire. That's why it's letting the flesh think. It's letting the flesh make the choices. It's letting the flesh tell them which way to go. Go up, go down, go right, go left. The flesh should even tell it when the spirit say, no, don't do that. That's dangerous. The flesh said, no, come on, let's go there. I love danger. That's the way to go. Oh yeah, that's what happened. So it's even your spirit that you don't see. You must believe in it because that's what's predestined to the eternal lake of fire or to the eternal kingdom, the spirit. But when you got a spirit that you don't even know a rat's behind about, then that shows you. Going back to monkey talking, monkey walking, monkey thinking, monkey feeling. A monkey don't know it has a spirit. So it lives out its monkey mentality. But I, Sister Deborah, said, and I say unto you, again, my spirit heart is troubled because I realize that the Father created light to only win. Woo! No, you better not go there, Deborah. No, I got to take him there. I got to take him all the way there. He created the light to only be proven and get victory at the end of it all. Did you ever wonder why you have heard them say every tongue, every knee gonna bow, every tongue gonna confess? Guess what? It ain't gonna mean nothing because your knee bowed. It ain't gonna mean nothing because your tongue confessing. You know why? You're only doing that because now you see the one that has all power and what he's about to do with it. I see why your knees are bowed. I see why your tongue is confessing. Because the reality is it's not important how well you speak and how you break this thing down. It's not important even if you break it in spirit and truth with the light in your right hand, or you break it down like all these liars in these synagogues and temples and churches and places of worship and all these YouTubes who trying to portray they the light. It don't make no difference because I'm sitting here as a prophetess in the wilderness trying to master this thing. Say, wait a minute, hold on, Father, yeah, what's going on with this? Oh, Deborah, just speak. Speak spirit and truth. Bring light out of the midst of darkness. And when he said to me, No matter how much you bring light out of the midst of darkness, it is not going to change darkness. Only thing going to change darkness is my right hand and my stretched out arm. That is the end of me. Ooh-wee. I would hate to be found at the end trying to look away or appear away. That is no way. He's saying to me that no matter how much spirit and truth you speak, you bring spirit and truth to the table. No matter how much light you shine, darkness is there to stay. Because I got to pull up. The Father said he has to pull up on darkness. So they want to talk about who the beginning and the end. Wait till that end pull up. If you think this world is crazy and you think this world is doing something right now and you're shocking or you're shocked for what you see, you ain't seen nothing yet. Now I understand why the knees are going to bow and the tongues are going to confess. It won't help them. When they do bow, when they tongues confess, guess what? They never taught y'all. They never revealed it to you all. Because the revealer that rests in us, that has the revealer, we carry the mystery. Not these pastors, not these bishops, not these priests, not these apostles, not the Pope, not these evangelists, not the watchmen, not the seers. None of them carry the mystery. He told you, only my select prophets holds the mystery. And if you don't get the mystery from them, you ain't gonna get it from nobody else. So what do the world do? Everybody run to everybody else outside of those that's carrying the mystery. Not now one of you would have understood, and still don't, because I said monkey talking. Those are monkey mind brains. They're so busy talking because they can't hear. They can only hear themselves talking. Now, it's no way that every knee is going to bow and every tongue is going to confess. When that knee bowed and that tongue confessed, guess what? It's already over. It's just shock in what it's bowing down to. It's shock in what it's confessing to, because it's going to take that end of who he is when he pull up with that power and when he begin to blast everything to where every knee and every now confess. Now, confessing don't mean a rat's behind. Why? Because it's over. That's that power that makes him the end. See, when you think of something being the beginning and something being the end, the power is where you go to the beginning and you see the power. Then you go down here to the end and you see the power. Then you in there. But when you run around here quoting who he is and don't understand what it means, that means that you lost with the cause and without. Because the end, it's like saving the best for last. Have you ever seen an old movie with Godzilla? The Japan or China, what I think is Japan, they're going through all this and all these other things are happening. And they need somebody to come in, and all of a sudden that old movie, that black and white, and all of a sudden you pull up and here come Godzilla. Just imagine the heart when I was young to see that. When I'm just sitting here talking to you and I'm thinking about how the Father gonna come in and now the world gonna feel like they saved. They're gonna have a change of mind the way they felt about Godzilla. Because why? Because they know now that he's gonna save the world. But the Father ain't coming to save the world. He coming to destroy it. I know. You're waiting for the rapture, ain't you? You think the rapture gonna rapture you up out of here? What makes you think he's gonna rapture you up out of here? And you been in there with the world, dancing with it, partying with it, having a good time with it, lying, killing, stealing with it. But yet he gonna come to redeem you, or he gonna come rapture you. What make people think that when the Messiah came. He died for all sin. When the Son of Man came, he laid that flesh down for your flesh and mine. But what y'all did not know, Christ, which was the Father, came and embedded himself into the Son, and he called himself the only begotten Son of the Father, the Son of Yah, which the world might call the Son of God. The Son of Man was what the world called Jesus. That's who the Son of Man was and still stand in the eyes of the Most High as. Just because all these people lied to you don't mean nothing. Just because you still believe the lie don't mean nothing. He told us. When he have allowed me to be taught from the wilderness level, you know what it took me to be able to announce that Satan has 100% deceived the whole world? Nothing. Because I'm walking in it. And I already can see it. Well, how do you see it? I see it both ways. I see it in the natural and I see it in the spirit. He has conquered the mission, the purpose in which he was given. To do what? To deceive the whole world. So just imagine what's at the end. He saved, to me, I call it, he saved the best for last. Because see that light that he's telling me to speak on, to bring that light out of midst of darkness, he said, ain't nobody gonna come out. Did any come out to the ark with Noah? Not one pulled up at the ark, Deborah. So I'm not looking for someone to pull up in the light because they see light. That's just how I rumble before I come. You see? So people looking for him to rapture them. No, baby, he ain't gonna rapture you. You didn't even understand him from the beginning. You didn't understand the Son of Man that was tempted by Satan himself when he told him it is written. He was telling him that it's already written how it's going to go, Satan. Kick rocks. Then Satan told him to do something again, and all of a sudden he said, but it is written. Why? It's written in the kingdom, y'all. You don't rule nothing down here. See how bad your mind is? Monkey mouthing. You don't have no choice on this earth. Now, no, hold up. You do have a choice. When you want to use the bathroom, get your butt in there and use it. That's the choice you have. But where your eternal life and that breath that's in you, your flesh can't control, neither nor. But when you want to go to use the bathroom, get your tail on in there and use it. That's your choice. Believe it or not, that's your only choice. All this other stuff about I got one life to live and I'm going to live it. Nobody tell me what to do. This is my life, baby. Life is the breath of the Most High. It's not yours. When death comes, which is on the earth right as I speak, loose all over the place. All over the place. And people don't understand where we at and what's going on. Oh, man. Oh, you will. My door, your door, every door gonna get kicked in. You know how? Every door gonna get kicked in because they're gonna be tried by the fire. That's why he said, don't worry about Deborah. Just bring that light out of the midst of darkness. That means bring spirit and truth with the light in my right hand regarding who he is, the kingdom. Bring it out. It ain't gonna save nobody. It ain't gonna redeem nobody. I already sent the redeemer. I had that lamb in the bush called the lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world. It was slaughtered already before the foundation of the world. You know how Yeshua, which is Jesus, as the word said, it is written. When he was tempted by the evil one, both times he told him, it is written, to the point where Satan pulled up and said, oh yeah, it is written. Because Satan even knows that your whole living is written. Even your eternal, if your coming in is written, guess what? Your going out is for sure written. And everything in between that you've done is already written. You just down here clowning it out because you think you can work this thing out. People that are down here as representative of the serpent seed, representative of those who are born of the flesh, represented the dark. That's your mission. That is written. So a lot of times people wonder why they can't shake this thing. You can't. Why? The kingdom already shook it. It wrote you in where direction of your eternal already. Shake that. How about that? And you know what? Being a prophetess in the wilderness, I am so grateful to that. You know why? I'm so glad that he sealed everything in the kingdom. Just like Yeshua said, Jesus, as the word said, it is written. Deborah, tell him again. I told him twice, Deborah, it is written. Then Satan backed him up. It is written. What problem is it that you today don't understand? It is written. Those are those who are come down here as the spiritual seeds. Okay? They come down as the one that represent the spirit of the Most High. They always get in trouble because they're running behind the dark seed. They always running behind it. They marry him. They be best friends with him. They be everything. And then the Father says in Christ, when Yeshua pulled up in Matthew chapter 10 and Luke chapter 12, I come to bring the sword. And I'm like saying, wait a minute, hold up, Father. What you gonna do with that sword? What I already done. Wait a minute, Father. Yeah, you said you come to bring the sword? Deborah, I come to bring the sword to divide, to bring division. Who are you bringing the division among? The dark and the light. You see, only two type of people on this earth. Which one are you? Are you the dark seed or are you the light seed? Most of the time, when you hear people in the live chat talking and talking stupid, they the dark seed. They already figure out who they are. You see, those are also called the monkey mouths. They already know who they are. They supposed to say everything against what I'm saying. Even if it costs them to call names, even if it costs them to say things, they don't grip the fact. You're not saying it because you just on here this early morning on the prophetess in the wilderness platform, not platform, but page, listening to her because you want to bring darkness in the midst because it represents you. Instead of having an ear to hear, you can't even hear. You don't have an ear to hear spirit and truth. You only hear to bring monkey talk, monkey walk, monkey think, monkey feel, because monkey don't know it has a monkey spirit. Okay? So when he's sitting here telling us it is written, we just down on the earth clowning the way that it is written in the kingdom. We so embedded in all these worldly things. Let me show you something. 99.15 trillion, 99 times, let's say 99 times 15 trillion have no idea Charlie Kirk was not assassinated, even to the point of the lady Nancy being kidnapped. These are all things in which your stupid eyes sees and it believes. You see the power in how people believe only what they see. Look at another situation, the Super Bowl. I didn't get to watch it, but I saw a video of how the fake ooze decided to bring a video where one individual is being harassed in a college or school, and then a brother, as a black a young man, pulls up and bring them into a oneness as if they're together. You know why? There was been many years, and me as a prophet is in the wilderness, I can accept it now. I can, not today, I've been accepted. You remember there was a time where they said we are, as black people, are a certain percentage human. You know why? We never use what the creator gave us. So, but we hoop and holler about all those, the heart doctor who created the heart surgery, and those who built red light, the signal lights, and those who build peanut butter, and all these things that black people have discovered and was taken from them. But guess what? Why is it? It never meant anything. because we never sat in our house to teach even our own children and educate our own children. We prefer to send them somewhere and let the world educate them. You see? And we'll turn around and say, they bothering us. Everybody bothering us. You know why? We're short by a long shot. Israel and Judah was given their own promised land. Do y'all know what land that is? A land that was floating with milk and honey. And guess what? The Father was in the midst. Oh, yes. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? Oh, yes. He told Abraham that he would give this land to his seed. And that means his bloodline. Okay? Not his spiritual line, but his bloodline. Did he do it? The Father fulfilled it, and you don't hear nobody in this world ever teaching it, preaching it, and revealing the fact that the fulfillment of Genesis 15, the Father telling Abraham that he's going to give this land to his blood seed. He did it. Joshua took them over to the land flowing with milk and honey. Right today, it's known as the most popular land, and everybody fighting for it. We as brown skinned Israel and Judah I speak highly of. That was our land. Guess what we was doing over there? Not when we was over in the United States and brought over here in ships and they did this and they did this and they did this. Back that thing up and land that bad boy down and stop the line. Stop lying. You was in your own promised land, floating with milk and honey, the best land on the face of the earth. The Father allowed Joshua to lead you to, and have you settled on it. The whole 12 tribes. Made sure you had everything. No labor did the house of Israel and Judah had before them. All they had to do is keep their own land. He made sure they had everything. He fulfilled it 100% to Abraham. I'm going to give this land to your seed. He did it. Do you know right today in the year 2020, 2026, you will never get Judah nor Israel to own the fact that the Most High, the Creator, did give us the land in which he promised Abraham. And you know what? When I dig deep into that study, it hurted me so bad. Years ago, I said, Father, they ain't gonna give you no glory, are they? No, they not, Deborah. Father, they ain't gonna give you no honor, are they? No, they not. Father, they ain't gonna give you no praise, are they? No, they not. Even to this very day, they still lying. They still lying about the land that they had. But the things that these Judah, which is what you call one of the 12 tribes, the very same thing that they were doing in the promised land, floating with milk and honey, is the same thing they doing today. Killing, stealing, whoremongering, doing all the things that they've done. So to me, if they brought Judah over to this country, Judah don't even have the sense enough to understand why they say you less than human. Because you stupid people, God had given your stupid self the best of the earth. So I, Sister Deborah, understand why they say you less than human, because you would have to be when you don't understand that the Creator who created it all gave you the best of the best. Oh, no. These Negroes ain't going to preach that to you, are they? They ain't going to teach that to you, are they? They ain't going to reveal that thing to you, are they? No. They're going to go get Enoch books. They're going to go get all the lost books and the found books. Get truth. And all you're getting, get the understanding of truth. How about that? Get truth. Pull that up. Pull that bad boy up. I bet you won't. Because the truth be told, we as melanated people who came over here during the slave trade, I am grateful that he brought us to this level as a people. I'm thankful that he did. And when they said that we are not human, I salute that. because you would have to not be human, to not have a human mind, to have the best land on the face of the earth. And the same mess you're doing, even to this very day, amongst your wives, amongst your children, amongst your mother and your father, amongst one of your brethren, the same mess you did over in the promised land, floating with milk and honey, and the Father was in the midst. You did it there, and you did it here. All you have to do, each and I double dare you to read Ezekiel 36. But you got to read it with the Spirit now, because the Spirit gonna break that bad boy down to you, like he was breaking it down to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 36 break that thing down and told it was said, you can hear and feel the voice of the Father telling Ezekiel, hold up, brother. You hold up, stand down. Let me tell you who these people are. Why is it we today have no memory of that? But we get over here today and say that they bothering us. You are bothering yourself. Take a look in the mirror. You don't need their history to tell you your history. Your history live in you. You walk your own history out. Your history is what you do, how you conduct yourself, how you live, how you speak, how you conduct yourself. That's your true identity. That's your true way. You didn't know this sister knew that. But it took the Father to take me to the wilderness to teach me. Why? Because the world going to lie to you. The world going to teach you out of their own heart. The world going to teach you what they want you to know. But the Father is going to teach you spirit and truth. He's going to teach you with the light in your right hand, so you can see beyond all this darkness, and then you can look at what is what. People been doing this for years. And it's called looking at the mirror at your ugly self. And once you can see you ugly, you in there. But you first have to, when you look in the mirror, you got to see your ugly self. And if you don't look in the mirror and see your ugly self, then you still ugly today. Lying. I sat back and I said, okay. They finally got a little sense to think that the whole ISIS and how the ISIS is pulling up amongst a different, the Hades or whatever. Ain't none of your business. But what is your business is to get right with the one who can get them tight. And that's the Most High. Oh no, oh no. These are the same people that's here in the United States of America. It's the same people that was over in the promised land. They're identical in the way they think, the way they feel, the way they act, the way they conduct themselves, the way they talk, the way they walk, like to what they did. They didn't come to this country because everybody did. It's bothering them. You came through this country to get a little taste of your ugly self. These Negroes ain't gonna teach y'all that, are they? And I was in my mind, I said, but Father, seems like if they come here, then they get a little idea of how ugly they are. No, they ain't, Deborah. That's why I got it written, how ugly they are. See, the kingdom got you written. So you can cut up from the floor up down here all you want. He got you already written. So all your cutting up and acting a fool down here on the earth don't mean a rat's behind. It already identified who you are already in the kingdom, just like it was when you was in the promised land. You are already been identified in the promised land. Now the people that's here, they doomed. There's no hope for them. But guess what's hope for them? The Father always have a ram in the bush. What do you mean, Deborah? Whoever is written in the Lamb Book of Life, they are branded to be grafted in already. And ain't nothing nobody can do, say, or speak, because no one respect my Father kingdom. When I, Sister Deborah, look and see that the setup for Charlie Kirk, the setup for this other lady pretending she was kidnapped, okay? The setup and all these things that they have prepared for your eyes to see. That's the only way they can get you to believe. They got to put something in your eyes to screw your whole head up. And melanated people, let me tell you, they good at that. They don't want to really get in a relationship with the one that knows it all, which is the Father, the kingdom. They want a relationship with this earth so bad. They want to belong. They want to be included. They want to have a mind where they see and they believe and they stand on what they see, according for them to believe. These people who are lost already, they was lost from the beginning when they got down here. They was lost then and they lost now. They ain't going nowhere but in circles. How about that? They just going in circles, clowning, because they ain't got nothing else to do. All of these things that they're showing you are, I was going to name it all. Everything is to distract people. In 2026, it's not just now taking the focus off of a certain a nation of people. It's all people now. They in this country trying to deceive this whole country. Why? Because they're bringing you down. Hello. And they're doing a wonderful job at it. They bringing you down and your butt don't see that. But you can see all the stuff they put in your face to manipulate you and deceive you with. But you can't see what is truly in your eyesight to see. That's what you call clowning, because you're down here acting a fool about things that don't even mean nothing. Because we all, say that again, we're all gonna have our door kicked down, okay? And this door coming down ain't got nothing to do with man. It ain't got nothing to do with white, black. It ain't got nothing to do with male or female. Why this door getting kicked down? Because the Father finna try your spirit by his spirit. It's called the spirit of judgment for the flesh itself. See, you all didn't know that the real judgment is in the kingdom. That's to the spirit. But your butt is about to be judged on this flesh. On this earth. Your flesh is going to be judged. You're going to be tried by that fire. You done messed up and messed out. You in trouble. Deep trouble. So if you're thinking that all this is normal, this is all this stuff that these people are doing, it's all okay. Okay, wait till your door kicked in, because it's going to get kicked in, baby. Your door going to get kicked in. Oh, yes, and you're going to feel that fire. So you run y'all tails around here and keep on doing all this sick mess, getting on these platforms, listening to these people that ain't feeding your spirit. You had enough food for your flesh. That's why you're sick. That's why you're lost with the callers and without. You had enough food for your flesh. Right now, somebody should be speaking food for your spirit, but then the Father turned around and said, but Deborah, it's over, baby. I'm like, oh, Father, no, wait a minute, hold up, Father, yeah. No. Oh, Father, yeah, it's over. Yes, Deborah, it is over. That means he ain't sending no redeemer for you. He ain't sending his angels, his host, his army down here for you. Mothers, daughters, sons, fathers. He ain't sending them down here to protect you. It's over. It's over. Why? Because that over that it is connect with that beginning that it was. Oh, Deborah, you didn't go there. Oh, Father, yeah, I went there, Father, yeah, I went there. Yes, that over is the end part that you all walk around here and still deceived by. I sit back and watch people master the Bible. They master the lost books, the found books, the Enoch book. And when you finish mastering, you master stupidity. Because the creator is not found. And to be known in a book. How could if that's the case, grab all the books you done found, get Enoch book, have it with you, get the Bible, and go raise the dead. Let me see you do that. Come on with it. Pull up. Let me see you raise the dead with your books. Your lost books, your found books, your Enoch book, your King James 16, and your King James book. Pull up with it. Go raise the dead. I tell you something else. Tell you what, go into the hospital with all your books, your degree. Hospital. Go into the prison system and set the captives free. Go. I double dare you. It won't work. Matter of fact, you might even lose your life when you come out. Because the book was meant only for a study guide. The Father just wanted us to take the book to study, to show ourselves. What do that mean? To show our flesh that we're capable of sitting our tails down and studying. He said, Terry, that's all he asked you to do. He didn't ask you to do nothing. All he asked you to do was to tarry. And you couldn't even tarry. Tarry for what, Deborah? His spirit. He wanted his spirit to come in you and teach you from that level because he didn't want nobody on the outside deceiving you and making a fool out of you. But you say, oh, no, I need to see to believe. I need to go to a church so I can dress. I need a pastor over me. I need a bishop. Oh, no, I need the Pope so I can kiss his feet. Y'all need everything except for what you need on this earth and in that kingdom. That is the spirit of the Most High Yah dwelling in you. Everybody wants something just so they can have nothing. And you're going to tell me that ain't being less than human? All he said is study. And in your study, while you studying, tarry. And in your tarrying, you waiting for me. You studying, but you're tarrying. Every place you go in this world, they're going to give you a book. Your workplace, employee workbook. The college, all the books you need for your classes. Any place you go to elementary, you're going to have books. Even when you go to kindergarten, you might have books. Even if it's a coloring book, they're going to give you a book. The Most High have a book out. And it ain't his book. It's man-made book. It's the only book he allowed man to have his way. He allowed the Roman Catholics, the Jesuit, and the fake ooze to come into a unity that they may master a book and make you think a book is him. No, y'all got it, but backwards. He said, seek ye the kingdom first. You know why he said seek the kingdom? Because he knew these books was coming. And if you seek the books before you seek him, you messed up from the floor up already. You messed up. You messed up totally from the floor because you seeked him last. Matter of fact, 99.15 trillion still ain't seeked him because they think they got it nailed in the book. That's why they following all these men around here and don't even understand what you following. The spirit has been brought down to the earth, to the level. When he says we fight not against flesh and blood, he was warning us that the fight, we see it because we want to see something. We see a flesh. You see the mother and daughter battling. You see the father and son battling. You see a wife and husband battling. You see the children with their parents battling. You see the adult children battling with their mother and father, and the grandkids are battling with their grandmother. You see white and black battling with each other. Do you see that fight? Oh, that's in the flesh, y'all. Had not they saw you was melanated or you saw them being pale, guess what? You wouldn't be no fight. Because the real fight is in the spirit. Going back to my topic, the unseen. Things are not what it appeared to be. Even the fight itself in the real reality. Do you want to know what the real reality is? The light. The truth of the way the heavens created things. Not in the way man had made you think and you feel. And a lot of these men get on here trying to teach. Sit down, clowns. It's nothing that spiritual and spirit and truth that you can teach without the Holy Spirit in you. You women, silly women, laden with sin, are falling behind the mass and the multitude of these men. They ain't gonna speak spirit and truth in these churches, these synagogues, these temples, these places of worship. There's no truth in it. All lies. I don't give a rat's behind how your pastor is. Oh, my pastor, I got a good pastor. You ain't got nothing but a good food. And it starts with you. Nobody did what he told them to do. He said, seek ye the kingdom. If only you knew what the kingdom was, what the kingdom is, you would have seeked the kingdom first. I'll tell you one example. Son of Man come down. What's the first thing he said? Woo, wait a minute. Watch out, Deborah. Guess what? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. What is it that you don't know about? Yeshua, which the world called Jesus, come down telling you all that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. He was telling you he was bringing down Christ. Who is Christ? The Father. That's the kingdom. The Father is Christ. He's the blood. He's the word. He's his spirit, and he's all power. Yeshua, which is the world called Jesus, he was warning us of who came down with him. I'm the man they call the Son of Man, Deborah. But the kingdom that came down with me, that's the Son of God. Every last one of you all missed it. And then you say that you saved, you redeemed. If year 2026 is here and you have no idea who you were, who you are, who you're going to be tomorrow, you're lost with the cause and without. You in what you call the broad gate. Study that. How about that? You in the broad gate running with the multitude and the crowd. You in that number. Because the narrow gate is only few going to find it. I'm one of the few that knows the way to the narrow gate. But guess what? He already didn't warn me, Deborah. Only few shall find it. Because the way is not for everybody to find. Because they didn't come down here to know the way. They come down here as the serpent seed, the way of the flesh. And even while they're down here, they're partying, hardying. They having a good time on this earth, thinking they entitled to the kingdom. You are so entitled to the kingdom. You think you entitled to the kingdom because you melanated? You's a fool, you's a fool, you's a fool. Because ain't no melanated people gonna be in the kingdom. How about that? Oh, Father, they didn't know, Father. Yeah. They still don't know. How many thousands of thousands of thousands of thousands of thousands of years there's gone by and they still don't know. The kingdom only holds spirits. Angels, spirit. That's the Father's image. How dare his image is a spirit like unto a light. Do you think that there's some flesh wrapped around that spirit? You's a fool. So while you down here monkeying around thinking it's about flesh and blood, white and black, Republicans and Democrats, male and female, you lost. Now the danger of today versus yesterday is what the Spirit of the Most High has revealed to me. And that is principality is now no longer in high places. He loosed them on the earth in which you walk. So if you're wondering when your door gonna get kicked in, hold up. It's gonna get kicked in and all the guns you have ain't gonna protect you. Woo! Because the death is what you cannot see. See, you looking, you got your guns ready for that which you see. Come up in my house, you gonna get this. Come up on me, you gonna get this. But baby, let me tell you what the Spirit of the Most High has taught me. Deborah, death has hit the earth, and the principalities is no longer in high places. They down on the earth. Let's see if your guns gonna deliver you. You see how lost people are? Not a gun you have, not a knife you have, Not nothing is going to deliver you. That's why I said your door going to get kicked in. Oh, yes. You've been serving darkness all this time, calling it light. People ran around and got all kind of guns, all kind of protectors. Let me see if you see death coming for you. Ooh-wee, or coming after you. Ooh-wee. When them principalities come step in your midst, tell me how you gonna know where to shoot. You ain't gonna know, because they swift in what they do and how they do it. Now, I know they listening, and I don't give a rat's behind. I'm spirit and truth with the light in my right hand, so they can hear. I know they got all these different things in different ways to take people's lives, and nobody never know what happened to them. That's why they quick to say, oh, they hung themselves. And the world believed it. Look how many melanated people in the last, let's say, year, they got hung from a tree. And it was said, even on their death certificate, suicide. They hung themselves. How long can they use that? So you gonna tell me melanated people does not think 100? No, they don't. Something wrong with them. Something wrong with them. Because they got a mindset that anything they see, they believe. They don't have a mindset of knowing right from wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just something in them that can't measure right and wrong. But it's always, they want to take from wrong and make it right. They don't never want to just take right and be about what is right and seek right and seek righteous and seek what's in the right, what is in with right. They always want to go to wrong to justify, to clarify, and identify. There are hanging so many melanated people that melanated people still say, so what? It ain't me. They get these me and they guns, they go in their community and kill each other. And you gonna tell me that's human? Come on now, y'all, make it make sense. When these men are out here killing their mothers and their fathers and their children, and most of all, the women that brought forth their children, even those who ain't brought forth their children, they killing up their own community, but yet over here saying they bothering us. The white people bothering us, but they can't even see how they destroyed their own community and still doing it even worse. And then you run around here thinking that the Father ain't gonna see the death. You all know the 3 horses in Revelation chapter 6. They still on the earth. They've been cutting up from the floor up ever since he sent them. But the people acts normal, like it's nothing going on. That's why he brought principalities. Now, he kicked them out high places. They're easy to be seen. That's why everything that they're doing, I can see what they're doing. I can see it. It's not hidden anymore. What they are doing is plainly seen. 99% of things that they're showing y'all, even between the wars and everything that's taking place. I don't know, many of you all might not have seen that video with the football, the commercial. Look how they made that commercial with that Jew and that melanated young men in school coming together, a oneness. It takes a the dumbest of the dumbest melanated men to believe that. If the black melanated men didn't stand up for family, for wives, and for children, this shows you something was really truth about them being less than human. Let me tell you why. Hold up. I'm gonna break that thing first. Before I break that thing down, I'm gonna bring that thing up. How about that? I'm gonna bring that thing up and I'm gonna break it down. Let me tell you why. Melanated males had no idea that their sperm was their whole generation. Their sperms. You can't look at a woman and blame a woman. That's a man's sperm. You can't look at the children and blame the woman and the children. That's your sperms. See how sick they are? They don't even understand. Your sperms is your generations. A woman don't have sperms. She don't have the seeds. In the book of Genesis, because they were so busy trying to convince you that the woman did something to lose her true position in Genesis 1. Use a lie from the pit of hell. She didn't lose her position. Man took it. The Roman Catholics and the Jesuits and the Jews, they are over education, science. They the one built every religion on the face of the earth. They started it. They built it. Y'all didn't know they did you. The Christians died off long time ago because the Roman Catholic killed them and took over Christians. That's why the Christians today ain't the Christians of yesterday that Paul dealt with. And those that came after Paul, they got prosecuted. If you all could only know how they took those people's lives. The Christian today is created and owned by the Roman Catholics. The Muslims, all of them is all in it. The Masonic, all of them is in a oneness created by those three entities that rule the world. The Romans, the Catholics, no, the Romans, the Jesuits, which is still yet the Jews. They orchestrated elementary, kindergarten, preschool, high school, college, science, everything. All your lost books, all your found books, your Enoch book. When you finish, you booked up and booked down because of your stupidity. And why is it that melanated men never was smart enough to understand my generation, it comes from out of me. He trusted you when he created you first because he had your whole generation in you. How you like me now? Your whole generation, your whole nation was in you. That's why he was telling Abraham that. See? It wasn't in Sarah. It was in Abraham. And I speak into every Negro man. Every man. Now, don't go tell me nothing about Africa. Africa is a whole different nationality. And at this end that we're in, when I'm saying kicking indoors, they too have been against you. And you too ignorant to figure it out, Israel and Judah, especially Judah, the melanated men. You didn't realize that Africa was a part, the second part of getting you over here on the slave ship. They held you so they can come. They paid them for your tail. See how stupid melanated people are? Time out, let's go back to motherland. Mother your land somewhere and set out. You're supposed to be seeking ye the kingdom beyond a motherland, beyond any land on this face of this earth. You should have been seeking the kingdom of the heavens first. Yeshua stepped down as the Lion of Judah. Judah can't call themselves the lion. Take that mess off, talking about you the lion. Putting the lion shirt on and all of this stuff representing the lion. How dare you? And don't even know who he come down here to represent and what he stood for. He didn't come down here to be melanated. The Lion of Judah, a black man. Because who he was is who he is. Who he is who he was. And that was a spirit, an angel brought a little lower than the other angels to represent the blood sacrifice for all mankind's sin. Because Adam fell, he pulled up and he fulfilled it to show us it can be done. But then he came down with somebody. Woo! Father, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry they didn't know. I'm sorry you didn't even let them know. But I'm not sorry at your plan, Father. I'm sorry because they are so sorry. Running around here talking about Easter. If you only Negroes, now I can't say Negroes, melanated people would know the whole mission. The Son of Man died for all mankind. That means every nation did he die for. That was the blood sacrifice for sin. Who ushered sin in? Man. Who took sin out? Man. The Son of Man. Well, wait a minute, hold up. If Adam brought sin in, this tells me the mystery. Now, why did the Father just reveal that to me? Let me give it to y'all. He said, Deborah, right there, you just spoke it. If Adam brought sin in, it only took Yeshua, which the world called Jesus, to bring man out. When where did woman get caught up in it? It always been a lie. Because y'all want what you can see and believe. So you wanted what these people in this country wanted to teach you. That's what you wanted. So you got what you want. That's why the Father says, over, it's finished. I ain't coming down to redeem you. I ain't coming down here to bring another Messiah. You either listen to my prophets and my prophets, or you hear them not. You see? Because they are the only one holding the mystery to your stupidity, to your ignorance. They get on here and they trying to teach from the live chat, and they still gonna come on and go out still lost. And guess what? Every word that proceeds out of my mouth, because the Ruach is in me, teaching me from that level, you's a liar. And you can teach all you want. That's how confused you been all your living. Now let me tell you what he just said. Tell him again, Deborah, so I can't get away from this, y'all. Let me drink some of this coffee. The Father said, in the beginning, man holds all the nation in his womb. Adam. Okay. I gave them unto man. That's why he didn't create woman at the same time, because he wanted to first create the one that's going to hold all other, everybody else. That was man. Okay. What he said to me is, man sinned against him. Woman was lied. It was told that woman did something, or woman was tempted, or woman had sex with the devil, the serpent. All this sick mess. Don't that sound like about what the Catholic, the Jesuits, and the fake ooze and all this pedophile and stuff, what they doing to these kids and these babies? Don't that sound like that? Now, what this woman gonna look like having a relationship with a serpent or the devil, or desiring the devil? This is how they painted the picture. Why, you know, is because he only made sure when he created man, he wanted to make sure that that is the one that holds all seeds. The woman don't hold a rat behind. She holds the child to before the child is brought into the world. She's the incubator, but the seeds come from the man. So anything you see on this earth, women, sit your tail down. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You still got to look in the face of a man and see where he has failed the Most High. It ain't that he failed you. He failed the Most High, who gave him all the seeds. And he too ignorant to know. That's why he gave you so many sperms, because he knew what he was doing. And he didn't mean you to disperse it in all kind of dark alleys. But that's their mindset. They took, when the Father say go left, they go right. He say go right, they go left. So this is why they took their sperm and dispersed them all over the place, and 99.9 don't know where they at and don't care. Now, when Adam didn't obey and disobey and usher sin in, Adam, the Father didn't say, give me another Adam and Eve. Oh, no. I got, since woman was the one that was tempted and sin, let me get another woman in with Yeshua so she can help him bring it, stand right. He didn't get another woman. He brought another Adam, which called Yeshua, which the world called Jesus. He brought another Adam in to clear up the fact that the first Adam is what sinned against him. So I'm going to pull up with another Adam that's going to not sin, going to do the opposite of what that Adam did. He ain't gonna sin against me. Now, if he thought for 1 minute, now listen to me, y'all, just hear me. If he thought for 1 minute it was the woman, then he would have brought in another Eve or another woman with Jesus, as the world called, which is Yeshua. Make it make sense. But he didn't do that. Why? Because woman didn't have nothing to do with it. She never did. The Jesuits and the Roman Catholic is the #1 puncher. They even use the Christians for their shield. That's why the Christians so sick today. They so demonic. They sold out 100% because they was with the Roman Catholic all the time. Those are not the same Christian was back in Paul's time. People! And there he is. So when he brought Yeshua in, which the world called Jesus in, I like what he said. Born of a woman. You know why it's telling you? It's sending some power to you. He didn't need Joseph's sperm. Pull up, y'all. He didn't need Joseph's sperm to make Yeshua. Which was what? Wait a minute, Father Yah. Do they get it, Father Yah? No, they don't. What did he say though? He didn't need Joseph's sperm. All he needed was his only begotten son, which is himself, called Emmanuel, meaning God, which is Yah with us. That's who Christ is, y'all. Yah with us. Christ and the Son of Man is two entities working the power of the will of the Father. The Father created his only begotten. You know the Father got more than his only. Where that come from, Father? Deborah, it's me. I created myself as my only begotten son, and I gave it my power. I gave it my word. I gave it my spirit to come down with the Son of Man. The Son of Man couldn't have done it. Yeshua couldn't have done it. But what Yeshua could do with that power, with that spirit of the Father, and with that word, was to walk upright, something Adam didn't do. So Yeshua only came for all man's sin, to wipe it away within the twinkle of an eye. When he died on that Calvary, his work was done, mastering what Adam couldn't. But when he was on that cross, what did he do? He gave up the ghost. Do y'all understand what that means? When Yeshua was on the cross, he gave up the ghost. You know what that means? That Yeshua was simply flesh and blood with a spirit. That's all he was. Who do you think he was talking to in Gethsemane? Take away this cup, not my will, but thy will. He was talking to Christ, because Christ wasn't getting ready to go and die for all man's sin. He wasn't coming down here to die for all man's sin. The man that brought in sin was Adam. Christ come to show you that he can live without sinning. And Yeshua came down to show us that he can do the opposite of what Adam did and uphold who the Father is. Ooh, Father, that's a good one. That's another thing Yeshua did, which the world called Jesus. He was able to uphold what Adam couldn't uphold. But listen to this, y'all. I'm finna knock you out, because I brought that thing up. Now I'm finna land that bad boy down. So when Yeshua went to Gethsemane, he was upset. Not upset. Let's not use that, Deborah. Okay, Father. He was disappointed because they wouldn't stay woke. He told them to stay woke, keep watch. And in my mind, I'm saying to the Father in the wilderness, why he worried about them staying woke? It's his time now, Father. It's his time. He said, Deborah, he's in the flesh. Bag down. He's in the flesh. I said, that's more like it. That's what I want to hear. So knowing that Yeshua, the Son of Man, was in the flesh in Gethsemane, he was without Christ, which is the Father, in him. So when he went on to being disappointed because he was in the flesh now has to lay down the life for the sin that Adam brought in. So that's why he was in Gethsemane, saying, take away this cup, bitter cup, not my will, but thy will. The bitter cup was death. He said, not my will, but thy will. Who is he talking to? Who are you praying to when you're praying? See, that's how stupid people are. They want to hear somebody tell them what it says. They don't want to see it because the Ruach can let you see it. That's one thing about the Holy Spirit. It ain't gonna just sit and teach you from the outside. It's gonna teach you from the inside out. So it's gonna knock that outside to the curb. It's like to teach you from the inside. That's what makes him so great. So what happened? Yeshua, which the world called Jesus, he's up on the cross. Wait a minute, hold up. It was said that he said, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? Who are you talking about, Son of Man? Shut up. You know who I'm talking about. Hold up. I got to tell it to the people. Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken thee? Wait a minute. Who are you talking about? Son of Man? I'm talking to Christ, who is the Son of God, which is the Son of Yah. That's who I'm talking to, Deborah. When I just want to know, Yeshua, Jesus, I just want to know so I can break it down to the people because they're that ignorant. Here it is, 2026, they still don't know. So what happened? It is said that, hold up. Things took place in the heavens. How it got dark and all this stuff. But guess what? Something is greater. When it tells you that the Son of Man gave up the ghost. What ghost was that? That means the Son of Man had his own spirit like you and I. But there was another entity that came down here with him. That's the one he was speaking to when he said, take away this bitter cup, not my will, but thy will. That's who he was speaking to when he said, why have thou forsaken me? The Father had to leave that flesh to take care of what he come down here to do. And that was to die for all flesh. That's why that flesh was on the cross, hooping and hollering about, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? And then things took place. He gave up the ghost. What ghost was that? The spirit. The spirit, like you and I have been given, when he breathed his breath into us, he gave us our private spirit, like an image unto him. Like an image unto him, he gave it unto us. So what happened? He gave up the ghost. What you doing getting up the ghost? I thought you was the Father. Who are you talking to when you say, Abba, Abba, why have you forsaken thee? Who are you talking to? I thought they say you was the Father. Take away this bitter cup, not my will, but thy will. Oh, wait a minute, who are you talking to? See how they lied? They didn't lie. You keep lying to yourself. Listen to lies. How about that? You keep lying to your own self. Listen to lies. So it never was a woman that did anything in the garden. All you have to do is stick with Genesis 1. Pull up on Genesis 1, take it for what it is. It's just as easy as you all thought that the worship in the Sabbath was on a Sunday. For how many years? Probably 9,000 years or longer. You thought that the Sabbath was on a Sunday. So what could be complicated in what I'm saying? Many of you all just now finding out that the Sabbath day was on a Saturday. Wait a minute. Why are you just finding it out? That's it. Just like everything I'm saying to you all. This is your first time hearing it. And monkey mouths can't take it. They'll come in, say all kind of stuff, and they go out. That's what you call monkey mouths. They come down here to rule their flesh. Their spirit come down here to dictate their flesh, to help their flesh rule. Because their destiny is already written in the kingdom as the lake of fire. And right next to their name is their work. That's the saddest thing. People down here cutting up thinking that they getting away with. You ain't getting away with nothing. It was already written. Everything you've done since you were born to the day you go out is in next to your name. It's already written. He already knew who you were. He already knew what you was going to do. That's why he placed you where he knew you all the time. So what happened? Y'all stop this Easter mess. And I hate when the Judah, which is the melanated people, with the tribe of Jacob's seeds, the 12 tribes, they real ignorant, real ignorant. They don't even understand when the Son of Man was on the cross and he gave up the ghost, that telling you he had a spirit, and he gave up the ghost mean the ghost went sleep. Flesh died, ghost sleep. He gave up the ghost. Okay? That shows you he had a spirit. So who is this Christ? Christ was the one that told you in Matthew chapter 10. Christ was the one that shows you in Luke chapter 12, I come to bring that sword. He said, I sin and I come to bring that sword. I said, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, Father, y'all. I'm scared. Hold up, Father, y'all. No, Deborah, I'm coming to separate the dark from the light. It's up in family. It's in the family. The dark's supposed to hate it, the light, and the light's supposed to hate the darkness. And our main example was Cain and Abel. Woo, tell me my father ain't sharp. No one ever realized she had Cain from Adam, but she didn't have Abel. They didn't see it, Father, y'all. No. She was born with Abel, but it wasn't the seed of Cain. It wasn't the seed of Adam. They missed it, Father, didn't they? They missed it all the time. The Father want me to tell y'all something that's very important. If you miss Genesis 1, 2, and 3, that's it. It's no way you're going to find your way home. It's no way you're going to find your way home. If you missed Genesis 1 and 2 and 3, if you cannot see the Roman Catholic had made it about Eve being tempted, all you need to do is go right here where Eve said, he told us, she told this to Satan. He told us that we cannot touch nor eat. Then I go back to what the Father said to Adam before she was even created. He didn't say that. And y'all can't even see that. This is showing you how ignorant melanated people could be. And I'm not just saying, I'm saying melanated people because they don't understand why he chose Abraham's seed out of the Jacob. He wanted you to know that I make sure I got me plenty from that generation, the 12 tribes. And the rest, y'all, you kick to the curb. Eve, it wasn't never Eve, it was Adam all the time. Because if it was Eve, he would have ushered in a woman to break the cycle of Adam and Eve. He brought in the man because he said, because the first Adam sinned, he brought in the Son of Man. And you know what I like about what he said? He said, a son of man born of a woman. I love that. A lot of people think Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, that's the woman that crushes the head. No, Yeshua wasn't the one that crushes the head. It's those who are the spiritual seeds, those that are the light that's on this earth, crushes Satan's head every chance the Father give them the power to. Why? Because the Father has ordered your steps. Hear me, people out there that worship a true living creator in them. He sent you down here and he told Satan in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15 that your seed is going to hate my seed and my seed is going to hate your seed. That's what's in your family. That's what's in your family, people. That's what's in your workplace. That's what's in your community. That's what's in your city. That's what's in your state. That's what's in the world. It's the seed of the spirit and the seed of darkness battling each other. And the world got y'all thinking it's about everything else except for the battle that's in the spirit. So when the sister tell you my classes are held in the wilderness, because that's a place where man can just not go in and tamper with my understanding, because the Ruach is teaching me from a level that man just can't enter therein. Woo! Thank you, Father, Yah. Thank you, Father, Yah. You see? It had nothing to do with Eve. The Roman Catholic stole her identity in Genesis because the Father told a man that you and her gonna rule this earth side by side. The Roman Catholic and Jesuit said we're gonna screw this thing up. We got to make it look like she the one did it. And I said, Father, but the whole world, all these thousands of years believed it. Even to today, they still refuse to teach it. They 501. They in the system, baby. Anybody that's that 501, they already sold their soul out. They didn't sell it, so they didn't sell their spirit out. The Father already got their spirit written the way they came down here, conducting themselves. So that's what Yeshua was telling y'all, which is Jesus, when he was telling Satan, it's already written, baby. So y'all clowning down here, you're lost with the cause and without. It was never Eve. It was never the woman. Never was the woman. It was always the one that had all the nations in their womb, which is their sperms. Eve didn't have no seeds. So he had no reason to go to Eve. He went to the one that had all the nations in his sperm. And what did it bring up on? The whole world sin. How did that happen? Through the seeds of the man. The woman don't have no seed. Even in when he created the Son of Man, the Son of Man. I like what he said, born of a woman. Letting you know, ain't no man touched this. This is fully mine from the kingdom. My way of creating it. I son him strictly from the kingdom. Because I didn't want no nasty sperm creating this one. Because I'm stepping in it. Oh, no, you didn't go there, Father. Oh, yes, I did, Deborah. Tell him again. Tell him again, Deborah. The Son of Man was born of a woman. We know a woman didn't have no seeds, no sperms. So what's the deal, Father? Now, y'all, this is something he told me a long time ago. What's the deal? He made a statement that every so-called leader of any congregation should have sniffed out. The Son of Man was born of a woman. Where's the sperm coming from? We know where the spirit can come, but where's the sperm? Where's the sperm? He didn't want the Son of Man to have the nasty seed of a man. He didn't want the Son of Man to be born of a nasty sperm of a man. That's how powerful heaven rule. And man is too ignorant to grip the kingdom. He told us to wait, tarry, and seek ye the kingdom first. You think they was up in the upper room for nothing? While you run around here thinking you up in the upper room, you ain't in nothing but an upper fool. Because that ain't the upper room. Y'all ain't never waited for the Father. You waited for man, flesh. So you got what you waited for. That's why you're lost today and you're lost going to be the lost tomorrow. So the sperm, the Son of Man was not created by. Why? Now one of you can tell me, why was the Son of Man born of a woman, sperm of a man? Because the Father ain't going to step in no nasty flesh of a man. Because he already know man then already created all the generation in him. And now one of y'all ever thought and had any sense to see your pastor, your bishop, your priest, your leader, your apostle, your prophet, your Morin, your seer, your watchman, your prophet, your prophetess. Now one of them have sense enough to know the reason why he didn't use a sperm of a man to create the Son of Man, because the Son of God is stepping in. The Father didn't want to have no detachment to the flesh. So he created the angel to come down to just sit in the womb of a woman and wait till I bring you forth, because I'm coming with you. That's why he said Emmanuel with you. He came down, the Father came down into the Son of Man as the Son of God, which is the Son of Yah. How did he do that, Deborah? How did he create your tail? I get sick of people not understanding he's all power, he's all authority, he rules. When we see him like that, then we can see who we are. But until you're able to see who he is, then you don't know who you are. It's like you think you're going somewhere, but you don't even know where you come from. How about that? Just going. So this is the reason why he didn't let a sperm create the Son of Man, because he brought him as an angel, a little lower than the other angels. He placed him in the womb of Mary, because Mary didn't have no seed. So why did he do that? Because the Father did not want to put his only begotten, his beloved, which is Christ, into a sperm of a man. He wanted only in with the angel he sent down, which is the Son of Man. And then what did the Son of Man come telling y'all? Y'all, he come preaching. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. He was telling y'all stupid tales that heaven didn't came to the earth. It was Yah in him. And nobody knew it. So the Father said, Deborah, it's over. They didn't know then, and they don't know now. But it's over. It's over like over is over. Okay? That's how over it is. So yes, there's two. The Son of Man and the Son of Yah. The Son of Man is the angel that was brought a little lower than the other angels for the sacrifice, the blood sacrifice. I'm finna end this, but I'm gonna end it with a bang. The Son of Man is the Father. That's his only begotten Son that he created to come down with the Son of Man. Why? Because he had sent so many of his servants down and they killed them. He said, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna send you down, but they would kill you too. But I'm coming down with you. Let me create my only begotten Son. The Father created his own self a son called only begotten Son. That is Christ. He gave him the word, the power, and the spirit. And the Son of Man kept telling us all the time, when you see me, you see the Father, because he's in me. He kept telling you all these things I said, it's not of mine. It is of the Father. He was telling you the power and the signs and wonders are not mine. They are my Father. He always gave us the whole picture. He did a beautiful job, y'all. He did an excellent job explaining the Father to us from a standpoint of the Son of Man. He always separated the Father from himself. But we wanted to believe the Catholics. We wanted to believe the Christians. We wanted to believe the Europeans and what they say in their book. Do you know every black church are sold out when they sell out to that 501? Because they can get that as long as they don't speak truth. They sold it. Judah people sells you out 24/24. Somebody said when they doing it too, the white man doing it. But baby, you 13%. They 65%. So if you 13 and you killing off your own, what is that saying to you? You're worse than they are. Because anytime you see that you are a certain population of people and you in here killing all the things you're supposed to love, you're supposed to take care of, you're supposed to stand back, you're supposed to be a king and leader and ruler, and you running your stupid tails around talking about you a king, leader, and a ruler over what? Your stupidity? It's nothing in a man of Judah that makes him a king, a leader, and ruler outside of the Holy Spirit. And he ain't gonna make you no king, no leader, no ruler. He's gonna make you get your butt back and start over again. How about that? How you like me now? So it's impossible for Judah to turn around and make the line of Judah themselves the line of Judah. Use a lie. You ain't never been a lion. Matter of fact, you ain't even been nothing but a lazy cub. Oh, Genesis 49, Jacob told you were slothful and lazy. Cub. And then he said, like an old lion. Who can arouse him? Who can get this thing up? Nobody. So even though everything is written, the Father is coming for a remnant, because it is written that they're in the Lamb Book of Life. He ain't coming to get you because you melanated, because you Israel and you Judah. That ain't why he's coming to get you. That's this worldly mindset who wants to see and believe. But the unseen of this message is to be seen without when you see and believe, you believe in what the white man has given you. You believe in what you see, what you see. Melanated people have a tendency of thinking they can master books and read books. You ain't got sense. You ain't got sense enough to do that, because you believe what you reading and what you studying, and that's what you call believing based on what you see. But the Father charged you to see, to believe without seeing. You can't even touch that realm, because you're not who you think you are, especially to the kingdom. You're not who you think you are. See, when you can understand when he say the true belief is what you don't see, but yet you believe. Not what you see, because the white man has given you all and enough for you to see. Your own nation have given you in your eyesight how they killing up their 13%, and they've been doing it for the longest. You cannot compare the European killing theirs to what you're killing yours off with. Why? You have no percentage. You can't afford to kill off yours. You can't afford to hate your black women who gonna bring your seeds forth. You can't afford to not to stand by her side and see your seeds come up to be leaders and kings. But the reason why is because you wanted to be a rolling stone. You felt that you could, once you got a field, you just took it all over the place. And you don't even know where they at now. Do you know in the kingdom you're going to be checked for that? You're going to be checked. Why? The seeds were given to you, not to the woman. That's why Adam was created first. The Father had the whole nation in him. All the world was in a man, in his seeds. You see? That's why it couldn't have been woman to rule or to been tempted by what the Roman Catholic placed there for you to see, to believe. And y'all believe that all these 1,000 years. Use your sense. I know you can't use it. You ain't got it. You can't even make it make sense. So all this stuff that everybody's been talking, I even got off my topic. So I believe this is what the Father wanted to be said. Just imagine me, a student of the Ruach HaKodesh, being taught from the wilderness level. How can I stand in the world today? I can't. I'm that one that's in the wilderness, that's long suffering and enduring. But thanks for the patience of the Most High Yah that holds me up and holds me out. But it's a sad sight from the level of the wilderness to see both sides, flesh and spirit. And I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, would tell you that flesh cannot outweigh that spirit. What I see in the spirit, the flesh cannot outweigh it. Because what they showing y'all in your eyesight on these news, what they're telling you, we got so many melanated men that's in age that they pumped out to be y'all teacher on YouTube. And I'm sitting here watching these. They sound real. Bolton, I think that's his name. You see how he got out of here? Do you see how Bolton got out of here? I think that's his name. Did you see how Durbin got out of here? Y'all know nothing about that, do you? Y'all know nothing about that, do you? These men are getting out because they sold in, but when they didn't keep up the protocol in which they were told, they got out of here. Now I see two more of them pulled up out of nowhere, and I'm like, saying, why are they on my channel? Why are they? Where are they coming from? See, y'all, things are going on, and it don't even mean anything. The Father is allowing everything to take its course, because that knee bow and that tongue confess ain't about you going to no kingdom. It's about you seeing that power show up and show out on your tail, and it ain't coming to play. You ain't gonna have no other choice but to fall down, cover your face, and you're gonna confess. What's gonna cause you to fall down? What's gonna cause you to confess? What you gonna see? It's what you gonna see. That's what's going to cause it. So I, Sister Deborah, saying to you, I hope you got something out of it. And I will be back at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to be also doing like a part 2 of what I'm saying today, because I feel in my spirit the Father is really wanting something else to be said. And I feel like I'm holding back. Okay. So I, Sister Deborah, You got something out of it, but even if you didn't, I know that I did. Shalom and shalom.